It's the first day of spring, and you wake up refreshed and energized and ready to take on the day. You decide that today is the day that you're going to start shedding all your winter clothes, the big heavy layers and big bulky jackets that you've been wearing all season. So you go to your closet, you reach on the top shelf for your summer box, and you pull out your favorite shorts and tank top. You go to the mirror and you realize just a little bit too small. We've all been there. You think back on the rich, hearty foods and casseroles that you were eating all winter long, not really realizing the effects they were having on your body. You look in the mirror and you think to yourself, I want to make a change. But where do I start? Well, I'm Stevie Elkins DePinto, and I'm going to teach you how to lose weight the right way. The first step is to be in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is when you're burning more calories than you're consuming. The most important thing in a calorie deficit is to not cut your calories too much. According to eatright.org, this will not only make you lose your mental agility, your metabolism, but it'll also make you not meet your nutritional needs. Another side effect of not eating enough food is losing muscle mass along with your fat. This will cause you to feel weak and sluggish throughout the day. So how many calories should you cut from your diet? Every person has what you call a basal metabolic rate, also known as a BMR. A BMR is the amount of calories that you are going to burn being completely sedentary. You can find this on many different websites that have BMR calculators where you input your information and it'll let you know what your estimated BMR is. Once you find this number, you're going to take in your activity levels. Someone who has a low activity level might be someone who works at a desk job and doesn't do much walking throughout the day, versus a teacher who have a higher activity level because they are walking around teaching. Once you find these two numbers, you are going to add them together. For instance, someone who is a 5 foot tall female, weighs around 125 pounds, will have a BMR of approximately 1350. If they are active, let's say they burn an extra 600 calories per day doing their daily chores. This will leave you with about 1950 calories. This is how many calories that you should eat if you wanted to maintain your level. Now, if you wanted to lose weight, you would start cutting from that number. So how many calories do you cut from your diet? 1 pound of fat is equal to about 3,500 calories. So if you wanted to lose 1 pound of fat per week, you should cut 500 calories from your daily goal. Once you've done that, you will know you will probably lose about 1 pound of fat per week. If you wanted to lose 1.5 pounds of fat, you would cut 750. And if you wanted to lose 2 pounds of fat, you would cut 1,000. Medical News Today does not recommend losing anything over 2 pounds of fat per week because this would be considered extreme. So if you're thinking, how am I ever supposed to cut 500 calories from my diet and stay full? Well, I have some tips for you. To curb your appetite, the CDC says that you will be full based on the amount of food you eat and not the amount of calories you take in. So things like lean meat, protein, vegetables, nuts are all things that you can eat to stay full throughout the day without being high in calories. Making the switch from unhealthy fats and foods to more healthier versions is the key to success. Also, does this mean that you never get to eat any good food for the rest of your life? No, the key is moderation. Many fad diets today say that you need to cut out entire food groups from your system, such as wheat, or in the keto diet, they recommend cutting out carbs completely. This is not very sustainable because most people do not have the amount of self-control that it takes to cut out an entire food group. No food group is the enemy. So if you like pasta, that doesn't mean that you need to cut out pasta completely. It just means that maybe you should cut down the amount of times that you're eating it per week, or even the portion sizes. Tiffany Bacchus of Ace Fitness wrote an article about macro splitting. Macro splitting includes carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and the certain amounts that you should eat per day based on your fitness goals. So now that you know how to lose weight and what to do it there, how do you stay on track? And Losing Weight at Any Age by Tiffany Oniqua, she recommends using your time wisely. So if you're a mom and you know that on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, your kid is busy with sports, after-school projects, and you just don't have a lot of time to sit down and cook yourself a healthy meal, she recommends food prepping. Food prepping is cooking your meal ahead. That way you never have a reason that you need to stop at McDonald's to get an unhealthy snack. Also, the CDC recommends setting goals for yourself, whether that be specific, realistic, or forgiveness. For me, the most important would be specific and forgiveness. When you set a specific goal for yourself and you keep it in realistic standards, this gives you something to work for. Being realistic also makes sure that you are able to reach your goals in the amount of time that you've given, so you don't become discouraged. Forgiveness is most important because that means that if you have one bad day and you eat one wrong food, that you do not beat yourself up about it. You know that you can make mistakes without completely derailing your progress. Another important thing is to have a support system. Having a support system will help you through your journey and also keep you accountable. Also, do not rely on exercise. This is a main problem when people go to reach for their candy bar, saying that they will just burn it off. This is not a realistic way to live your life, and you cannot spend all day exercising, which is what it would take if you were to live this lifestyle. Lastly, I feel like you should keep a food diary. It's very easy to overestimate the amount of calories that you are eating and not know exactly how many there is. Doing this, you could be seriously overcounting and eating way more than you intended to, and that might be why the scale is not turning. So now that you know the steps and you have the resources and you know ways to stay on track, the only thing to do is get to it. With the right help, I know that you'll be able to achieve your goals and get ready to fit in your small shorts and your tank top that you've been so excited to wear all season. So best of luck. Thank you for watching.